Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lonz, and
the one and only Elite.
we're here to bring you lowdown on the GTA 6 white paper. Basically, profiles on all the characters, a little bit of background story on the locations in GTA 6. As you all know, we're returning to Vice City, USA, a long shot away from the 80s Vice City that you guys know. If you were born in like the 90s and you played the GTA games in the 2000s, you know what we're talking about here. But as my boy here, Rise, you were a little pipsqueak back in the day. You didn't get a chance to enjoy the beauty of Vice City.
How old was I when Vice City came out, dude?
Well, let's say, man, Vice City came out in 2002, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
Dude, I was 1 year old. I was a 1 year old. That's crazy.
And I was
dude,
8.
How old were you when fucking? Yeah, you were 8.
Yeah,
bro, we were both kids, bro. We were both like fucking pipsqueaks.
Youngins, brother. Anyways, let's get into it,
All
bro.
right, why don't you use Florida terms here, Lons Ponds?
We were jits.
We were jits when freaking Vice City came out. All right, let's get into this, man. Let's get into the story of Jason Duval.
All right, look at these beautiful images. Here we have our main character, Jason Duval, or main character number 1, Jason Duval. Go ahead, Alex. Give us a little bit of background.
So Jason, Jason comes from not so good of a background, right? It looks like he comes from the Keys. That's what we're getting here from GTA. He's coming from Key West. He was in the army, and he just wanted an easier life. He met Lucia. He saw a relationship. But Jason went down a not so good path. So his future is uncertain in Vice City, or I guess Leonida in this case, Lonz. To be honest, I see him becoming the good guy in the story. I think we're all gonna love Jason Duval. He gives me those vibes. I think we're gonna love Jason Duval in this story, and I think Lucia is gonna be the one that drags him down, Lonz.
There has to be some sort of backstory now with Lucia being in jail while our protagonist Jason wasn't in the jail. So maybe she took the fault, and her and Jason have this dynamic like Bonnie and Clyde. They know each other from previous heists. They're really got each other's backs, and Jason might have fallen in love with Lucia, and who wouldn't love her, man? She's a beautiful
fighter, Lonz. She is a fighter. She could have been his drug runner, Lonz. I mean, I know we're all thinking it. He could have been the one that shoved the drugs up her ass.
I love this guy, man. He really does resemble your Floridian. He's got the backwards hat, kind of the trucker style. He's rocking the tank top. I mean, if there's one Florida man archetype, it's Jason Duval.
I think we're gonna love him, Lonz. And he was in the army. This Jason Duval right now screams Florida. I think he's giving more of like Keys and North Florida, right? I know the Keys is down south, but I don't know. He gives me more of like a North Florida man vibe.
And now he's found a way to, get by through doing repair work and just being kind of a fisherman type of guy. So this is our boy Jason, and not to mention that Duval actually comes from Duval Street in the Keys. So this is just a perfect correlation here. Jason Duval, Duval Street in the Keys. Bam.
I actually had no idea that's where that came from.
You learn a thing or two.
You want to know something crazy, Lonz? I've only ever been to the Keys once in my life. And I've lived in Florida my entire life. I know, bro. I know. I hate the beach, guys. I'm going to say it. Kill me in the comments. I hate the beach. Down south, beaches suck.
And it's kind of one of those things that's like it's an afterthought. You kind of have it in your backyard. It's always there. You just never think about going to the beach. We're here for the long time. Not so much the good time. Here we go. So I've heard a lot of YouTubers call her by Caminos. I'm like, I just want to set the record, and bro, this is South Florida. You're going to have, your fair share of Hispanics and just Spanish-speaking crowd. So it's clearly said as Lucia Caminos, not Caminos. You UK YouTubers, and I'm not going to name you guys, but I know who you are. It's not Caminos. It's Caminos, guys. Just get it right, bro. Take it away, Alex.
All right, guys. Here we have Lucia Caminos. She's a freshman. She was taught by her dad to fight. From the very beginning. You could tell that she's a badass. She's tough. She's built as tough as you can be, pretty much. We see her enjoying the life in South Beach. So obviously, she gets out of prison at some point throughout the storyline. She's there with Jason. She got out of jail. She wanted to make smart moves. She wanted to get the life that her mom dreamed of giving her. She was ambitious. She was business smart. She was strategic. I mean, we could tell that she was business smart. You know how we know, Lonz? She was a drug dealer. She ran drug for Jason Duval.
Yeah.
She just wasn't that smart because she got caught.
And one thing to note about Lucia here is that She comes from Liberty City, which is a GTA 4's location. So it clearly tells us that she is basically a quote unquote New Yorker, because since her days in Liberty City kind of states that she's not traditionally originally from Florida, but rather moved down here with her mom. So this is pretty cool to know. I mean, she does kind of give me that Puerto Rican kind of vibe, like she's coming
Cuban,
from up
maybe
north.
She's fighting.
Yeah, I mean, also
Cubans are known for boxers.
so are Puerto Ricans as well. I mean, we could definitely
Fair.
El Gallo, here we go. El Gallo over here, and I mean, she's enjoying the sun, but also enjoying a bunch of drug smuggling activities.
So real quick, let me clear something up. So I did not know this until the other day. I thought GTA 4 in Liberty City was Liberty City, Florida. So if you guys don't know, down here in Miami, we have Liberty City, which is like the hood of Florida. I could have sworn that that's where it was based out of until my good friend Lonz here educated me and told me it was in New York. Yeah. I just want you guys to drop a comment and let us know if you knew it was in New York, if you also thought it was Florida.
Definitely one of those locations that kind of threw me off as well. I thought Liberty City was based in Miami. Inspired. New York inspired. So as you can see, guys, here we have Lucia. And one thing that really caught my eye was checking out the Gloriana license plate. Now, Gloriana is supposedly the Georgia addition to the USA. So this is going to be a very interesting dynamic, because I know we do get on and find out that like Florida or Leonida is not the only location that they're going to be implementing. It's also Gloriana, aka Georgia.
Nice. So do you think, Lonz, in your personal opinion, that we're going to see DLCs of other cities or states?
You're onto something, because they did decide to call this location Project America in the mapping project by GTA. So Project Americas could mean that this might not be the only two locations that we see in GTA 6. Obviously, nice. Leonida and Vice City play a huge role in the entire lore. They did mention Liberty City. What if we get a DLC down the line that explores parts of Liberty City again? So here we see some cool illustration with Jason and Lucia. We love all the graphics here, obviously, but seeing this, I mean, this is just beautiful.
I think Jason is a beautiful man, guys.
Beautiful.
I'm wearing socks, so we're okay here. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see the love story that goes on between these two Lonz. Honestly, I think Rockstar has been hyping these two guys up. So if it's not what I'm imagining, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, and also, as a man of law enforcement in the current LSPD elite, aka known in city as Mike Oxlong, he's very keen, the one and only. He's keen on catching these crooks. So let's paint a scenario here. How would you be able to know or be able to identify that these two are up to no good from the perspective of Mike Oxlong?
Well, Lonz, I just have a natural inclination to smell these thugs, right? And Lucia is a thug. She is exactly what I picture, a girl walking down South Beach up to no good, right? So if I'm Mike Oxlong, I'm going to approach her, Lonz, and I'm going to search her. That's it. Yeah. I'm going to throw the thugs away. I'm going to throw them into the jail, throw away the key. Bye, thugs.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd even say, maybe even sniff what's going on in that bag, that gym bag. It looks very suspicious. Where'd you get all that money?
I'm a bit of a corrupt cup myself. I'm not going to lie. So I would just keep the gym bag. If it had that much money, Lonz, I'm keeping the gym bag. I'm telling you right now.
Only in Leonida, when the sun fades and the neon glows, everyone has something to gain and more to lose. Our next guy, who I have this inkling to believe that he's kind of like our Lester kind of character, Cal Hampton. I mean, take it away, Alex.
All right, so we got Cal. Cal is a funny guy, right? That's what I'm getting from him. Watching the Coast Guard, this guy loves to watch the Coast Guard. As we can see in the background, there's planes flying over him. I'm assuming those are Coast Guard planes. And he loves to drink his beer, right? So I'd be shocked if this guy's not buying drugs or cocaine from Jason and Lucia.
Yeah, I think he's an accomplice. I think he's an accomplice in all this tomfoolery. But I also think he's, part of, if you look at his tattoos here, he's got like a dinosaur, got a barracuda. I've seen these before. I forget. I call them the Pringles. How far can you reach inside the Pringle can tattoo? My boy over here definitely looks like he's in the conspiracy theory realm. We're probably going to see a mix of, and this is something I talked about in one of my previous videos. I would love to see a radio station in GTA 6 that talks about the conspiracy side, like, you know, like what's happening, aliens visiting, things in GTA 6 that really bring a sense of Florida to all this. As you can see here, this is the giant bridge over, I believe, possibly the Keys, right? The 7 Mile bridge.
That does look like it could be either that or like the Key Biscayne bridge, maybe. Definitely is a bridge to somewhere.
So here we see my man Cal Hampton rocking his alien Hawaiian t-shirt. Here he's got video game violence is good, thanks video games. This is a very cool photo. I guess they're holding the money bag here. He's got the money bag. And as we noticed previously, this is Brian's boatyard. So Brian, we're going to find out who he is in a bit. Mini golf confirmed. Minigame in GTA 6. There are way too many birds flying around in perfect formation. Oh, he probably thinks that these birds have eye cameras on them. But I do love his sense of style. You know, he's very much a Florida guy. He's got kind of a mullet thing going on. Very lento, meaning very slow. We're at a bar here in Key West. My man's rocking the pastel Hawaiian t-shirt. Here we get to our first postcard and a little bit more color on the map that we will be exploring. So everything in excess. We've come a long way from the 80s, guys. You know, we were once the fun and sun capital of America, and I guess it still is in some ways. All that stuff has faded. Now it's a little bit more grittier, a bit more darker, more hustle and bustle, right? So each neighborhood has something to offer. The pastel Art Deco hotels, the bright white sands of Ocean Beach. Even, hey, look at this. We got the panaderias of Little Cuba.
Panaderias.
Time to get some pastelitos, bro.
Pastelitos, croquetas, and real quick, Lonz, I just want to point something out. So we should have a picture, I think, of the Tisha. I think it's, go back real quick. It's called the Tisha Waka Flea Market. So the Tisha Waka Flea Market is an actual flea market here in Miami. It's the Opalaka Flea Market. So if you guys look this up, this is a real flea market here in South Florida. And, you know, so the actual name is like Opalaka Tisha Waka something. And that's, yeah, I know it's a really long name, but that's the actual legal name of the flea market here in South Florida. So it's cool to see that GTA is actually taking real artifacts in Miami and sticking them inside this, inside Leonida Lonz.
That's super cool. That's a good catch. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, Tisha Waka, Opalaka, that makes a lot of freaking sense. I mean, just look at how lively and vibrant the city looks here. Like take a moment to just really dial in on everything. I mean, we're talking basketball court, we're talking airplanes, helicopters, high-rise apartments and hotels. Like, I'm pretty sure I know this wall here.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that wall too, and I'm pretty sure I've even seen that high-rise with the basketball court. Just the attention to detail for the city is like insane. These are real buildings in South Florida, and I can confirm because I'm pretty sure I've seen all of these buildings. Yeah, their attention to detail for this game is insane, and you know, I'm just like anybody else. I was very upset when they delayed the game, Lonz, but the attention to detail that this is gonna have keeps me hyped and keeps me wanting to see the game.
Yeah, I heard that, you know what, they even talked about potentially, you know, if you spend too much time out in the sun, your character will get a little bit of a sunburn. So this is just a testament into the just how detailed this game is going to be, right? You got my man over here with the metal detector looking for some hidden treasures, the lifeguard. I mean, this is just, wow, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Here we have the Ocean View Hotel, which is basically Ocean Drive. And yeah, people doing ratchet things on top of police cars. And
this is spring break in Miami. It has to be. That's what this is giving. Spring break in Miami when the cops and the civs went crazy. Yeah, that looks like booby trap, Lonz. I'm not gonna lie to you. That looks like a local place here in Florida called Booby Trap, and that, my friends, is the Kaseya Center. That's the arena where the Miami Heat play. Back we have the Eye of Miami. That's the Ferris wheel that's new to Miami. So like I said, guys, the attention to detail is insane here, and I bet you anything there's going to be some sort of basketball team or something that plays inside of that arena, Lonz.
Yeah, this is Bayside essentially. So Bayside is right on the side, right next to Kaseya Center, and right here you typically do like boat tours. There's a concert hall right over here. There, if you can look, I think this is the M. Knight Center, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
It's a concert hall. This looks like the Port of Miami. Very, very similar. I just can't wait to like dive in, man. Like, this is going to be an insane map. And I feel like I'll know my way around the city just based off of my knowledge of driving around Miami.
Dude, that's crazy. And if you look real quick, Lonz, in that picture in the background, the Port of Miami, there's a whole cruise ship in the back of the freaking picture. There's a whole cruise ship in this game. I want you guys to understand that.
Apparently, the first trailer showcased 50% gameplay, 50% cinematics. Based on that, dude, it's insane that like that's even gameplay. I'm in for it, dude. The mapping community will probably go ahead and break this down a bit further.
Gotcha.
By the way, just for people who don't know, this is the Hard Rock Cafe located in Bayside. Just kind of a cool addition that they added this. And it's called the Sahara Arena. All right, this to me looks like Overtown, Miami. I thought it was Wynwood at first, and it could be partially Wynwood, like the area that we saw in the first trailer. Gloriana, another Gloriana license plate. But yeah, I'm looking at this as like Overtown. So here we have the Haiti flag. Yeah, this is interesting that they bring all these little details together and just tie it up, because this is things that most people would probably overlook. But if you're from the area and you know GTA 6, coming into it, you're going to be able to recognize this right away. All right, let's keep going. All right, we got Boobie Ike, man.
All right, guys, we have Boobie Ike. Boobie Ike is exactly what you picture from Miami. Boobie Ike is the dream of Miami. He is a real estate mogul, apparently. He built a huge empire, strip club business owner, Booby Trap, guys. And he owns recording studios. Boobie Ike is your class act hustler. He's exactly what you picture coming out of Miami. The people moving to Miami, they're here to hustle, bustle, and grind.
My boy kind of reminds you of like Rick Ross. Like
Rick Ross.
Every day I'm hustling. Yeah, man. Boobie's all about the money. He's about getting famous, getting rich, willing to do anything for the money. The club money pay for the studio, and the drug money pay for it all.
Boobie Ike is what I aspire to be, guys.
He owns Jack of Hearts strip club, as you can see also here with Dre'Quan. So Dre'Quan's our next character. He's gonna play a big role in this story. Let's find out exactly who Dre'Quan is. But Boobie might seem like he's out for himself, but it's his partnership with the young aspiring music mogul Dre'Quan for Only Raw Records that he's most invested in. Now they just need a hit. Moving on to Leonida Keys. This is the Florida Keys, or essentially what we will be seeing as the Florida Keys. Go ahead and give us a little bit of background on this, Alex.
It's just crazy to me how, like, to a T this map is going to be. Because we have the 7 Mile bridge there. I'm pretty sure it's 7 miles, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we have the 7 Mile bridge. We have the bars from the Keys. We have wildlife in the oceans. We have reefs.
Bro, we're going to get snorkeling.
Like,
that's
snorkeling, scuba diving. Like, we've got everything in this map that you can ever imagine. They got the sandbars with the boats and the partiers. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm really, really, really excited to see this render of Key West.
Yeah, the Leonida Keys. I think if you look closely, you could see here. This was where Hampton was, based on his illustration.
Oh.
Yeah, super cool. Like, this is exactly what you think of. This is what you see on their Instagram stories. So there's our Leonida Keys. Dre'Quan Priest. Only Raw Records. Dre'Quan was always more than a hustler, was always more a hustler than a gangster. Even when he was dealing on the streets to make ends meet, breaking into music was the goal. All right, guys. So Dre'Quan is the man wearing the Manatees jersey. He seems to be one of our younger protagonists in the GTA 6 lore. But yeah, this dude's dressed sharp. My boy's out here living like the dream. He's a rapper. He's out here killing it. I mean, and this guy probably represents, if you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think your Denzel Currys, your Kodak Black, you know, like Miami rappers and Miami and Broward rappers that really came out and just fucking took off.
He's giving me Lil Yachty vibes, Lonz. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I love Yachty, and he's giving me Lil Yachty vibes. Gives me the good vibes, the good music. I feel like is gonna come from him. And let's not forget, he worked with Boobie. But I'm excited to see the storyline between these two, Lonz.
Yeah, me too, man. This guy's a real badass. This guy gives me vibes like he's trying to make it out. You know, trying to make a name
for himself.
Yeah.
You cannot convince me. They did not copy and paste Lil Yachty's face and put it on Dre'Quan.
Dude,
that is Lil Yachty, Lonz.
That's a spitting image of Lil Yachty. So now that he signed the Real Dimes, Dre'Quan's days of booking acts into Boobie's strip club might be numbered as he sets his sights on the Vice City scene. Yeah.
That's so smart what they did. They said Boobie's, the guy, the character, strip club. Boobie Trap strip club. It's the same thing, I'm telling you, man. They got inspiration from us.
Oh, 100%. I love the on the nose references here. But yeah,
for sure. This is Cluiston. This has to be Cluiston.
Yeah,
there's no way that this is not.
This is definitely, like I said, the grass rivers. They're not gonna call it the Everglades, but welcome to the wetlands. This is that side of Florida, like you said, Cluiston, parts in
Haven, Fort Myers, LaBelle. That's what this is giving. They're all relatively close to, the Everglades. Shit, I mean, it might even be like a deep part of Homestead. I doubt it, but it could be, right? So there's a lot of area in Homestead that is underdeveloped like this.
All right, so we got what seems to be like a just dash through the grass rivers here. These are gators, I believe. Like just man over here hunting gators and putting them in the bag. You got the airboat. You got a bobcat here too. Got the
bobcat and a gator.
Yeah.
And beer. Can't forget the beer. Beer, guns, gators, and bobcats.
That's right. All right. So we've kind of determined what this was. Now we're going to go into the next one with real dimes. Viral videos, viral hooks. This is where you get our influencer culture in modern day Vice City and modern day GTA 6, really. Like, so much has changed from the 2013 game, where now everybody's got phones with social medias. Social media's evolved since 2013. A lot of it has changed. This is going to be a real staple in the game. So Baylux and Roxy.
So we got Baylux and Roxy here. It looks like there's some sort of group or rap duo. They're high school friends turned a viral rap duo, guys. They're giving me ambitious vibes here. So they turned that street scene that they were in into, music success. They were signed to Only Raw Records, and they're just chasing another hit, guys. So if you remember, who owns Only Raw Records?
Yeah, my boy Boobie, man, and I think they might be strippers too. They probably did some. They're probably part of like his employees as well.
But they definitely work with Boobie and Dre'Quan. And Boobie used to get his stuff funded by drug money. So it looks like Dre'Quan, real dimes, they're gonna be drug runners. You know for who, right? Ooh. Jason Duval.
I think, but here's the thing. I think that Jason Duval isn't even the big fish, or he's the big kingpin. I think it could actually be. Well, we find out in a little bit who Jason's boss is.
I know who you're talking about, and I'm inclined to agree with you. They got out of high school, they made their group, and Boobie signed them.
Only Raw Records, hoping a lightning can strike twice. I'm getting Meg Thee Stallion. I'm getting Cardi B. Some real.
Not Nicki Minaj.
Definitely just girl power rappers. Port Gellhorn. All right, now this is fun because I think Port Gellhorn could actually be Fort Myers or the west side of Leonida, where it's kind of a bit slower. It's a bit of an older crowd, but yet it's still very much a port. We have a couple of friends out there.
St. Lucie.
Or Port St. Lucie. You're right. Absolutely. Leonida's Forgotten Coast. So it is on a coast. We do know that. And it's going to have cheap motels, shut down attractions, empty strip malls, which is a common thing now that I'm seeing in modern day Florida. Look at this. We even got the squatted truck. But yeah, this is a side of Florida that's definitely forgotten. Not as much action, a bit more on the wild side of things. But yeah, here we have my man over here. This is definitely like, what happens around here? We see the Redneck Yacht Club mudding activities.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. It looks like she's grabbing his pants there, Lonz. I don't want to know what happened after that.
All right, guys. We got Raul Batista. Experience counts, confidence, charm, and cunning. Raul's seasoned bank robber. So this guy's like the experienced henchman or the boss. I'm going to be honest with you. This guy could be like your Scarface archetype. This dude seems like the man who's sharply dressed, does not fuck around. He's got a very thick Cuban accent, smokes a big old stogie.
He looks like he'll kill us, Lonz. That's what he looks like. He looks like he does not care. And if I'm right, I'm pretty sure that I read up on this and he came from Port Gellhorn. I don't know where I read that, but I'm pretty sure that he comes from Port Gellhorn, which would make sense if he's driving a boat. I can tell you that he's crazy. He's here robbing a bank, some sort of high-name bank, or some sort of embassy, because we have the flags outside of the building, and that to me is screaming either embassy or international bank. This guy's serious trouble, Lonz.
Can't tell if that's Lucia or not, but definitely interesting. If that were to be Lucia, potentially be. That means is he on the side of Jason and Lucia, or is he a completely separate character, maybe the antagonist of GTA 6?
Could be the reason that Lucia went to jail, Lonz. We read that she went to jail.
I love that he's using appears to be a Crown Victoria. And whoa, hold on, I just realized they're wearing like bulletproof vests. Is there a corrupt police force involved? Mike Oxlong, you're gonna have to do your analysis later.
Yeah, man. I mean, it looks like he's driving a PD cruiser right there, but I could be wrong, man.
He's sharp-dressed man. A professional adapts Raul's recklessness, raises the stakes. Every score, sooner or later, his crew will have to double down or pull their chips from the table. Oh, man. So this guy seems like he's a big leader. He might actually be on the side of Lucia and Jason.
I was getting Port Everglades vibes from this. And the reason is, have you ever been to Port Everglades, Lonz?
I have not, but now that I'm seeing Keeping Leonidas Sweet, this definitely is not in Gloriana.
Yeah, I'm getting like Cluiston. Because okay, wait. No, this is Cluiston, Lonz. This right here is Cluiston. You know how we know? Because if you go back to the picture, the first picture, that is U.S. sugar right there. That is U.S. sugar, which makes sense because Keeping Leonidas Sweet. Where would that be? That would be the U.S. sugar plant. Maybe I'm far-fetched here, but I mean, the Allied Crystal Sugar Refinery provides the jobs. That has to be U.S. sugar, and that's the bikers that go up to Cluiston every weekend. I am locking it in right now and telling you that is Cluiston in that area around there.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Cluiston is it's a little small town basically right below Lake Okeechobee or Tishiwaka, Lake Tishiwaka, whatever it is they decide to call it in GTA 6. But guys, this is going to be an insane addition because, like you said, now we know that there's biker gangs involved. They got the whole entire drug scene covered from low-level thugs to organized biker gangs, strip club.
And that's the scene that we see on the drive to Cluiston, Lonz. Like if you go to those power poles, that's the exact drive that view that we have driving up there. So yeah, my best bet is this is that area around Cluiston, which is crazy to see because it is such a small city and there's not really many people there. I believe the population is like less than 5,000 people. So if that is that, it's great. Good on GTA.
All right, guys, let's go. We're going to keep going. Brian Header, nothing better than a mudslide at sunset. So this is basically Jason's landlord. As we saw the trailer, Brian's a classic drug runner from the golden age of smuggling. So he's probably met Tommy Vercetti, our old protagonist from the Vice City game in 2002. This is going to be interesting. Still moving product through his boatyard with his third wife, Lori. Brian's been around long enough to let others do his dirty work. Yeah, the main man, the head honcho.
Duval. This is Jason Duval's boss. Lonzo, I'm willing to put money on this. You know, he runs drugs in the Keys where we know Jason Duval resides in. So I'm willing to bet that he is Jason Duval's boss.
Yep, and landlord. And here we have a square grouper. If you know, you know. Man, Brian, definitely getting those vibes, man. He's not out here playing games. I hauled so much grass in that plane, I could make the state of Leonida levitate. All right, so we got Jason over here. We got his wife, Lori, and Brian. About to get into some trouble. He looks like a Leonida beach bum, moves like a great white shark. Yeah. This is it, man. This is the final one. Mount Kalaga National Park, brother. This is not Florida, or if it is, it's very, very North Florida.
It has to be North Florida or not Florida at all, because I'm getting like some hills or mountains in that first picture. Am I right?
Yeah, look at this. Offers prime hunting, fishing, and off-road trails in the lush surrounding backwoods. Hillbilly mystics and paranoid radicals live far from the prying eyes of the government. Yeah, look at this, man. You got raccoons going wild, dirt biking, mudding. This is definitely an area where hunting takes place. And what we see here, this part blew me away. I was kind of shocked. I was like, this is not Florida at all.
There's no way. I've never been to a part of Florida where we have a single mountain. I've seen hills less than like 7 foot tall, but yeah, there's no way in hell that this is Florida.
This might be Gloriana or a location outside, definitely outside of Leonida. Yeah, guys, I think this is pretty much it. But yeah, check this out, man. Look how it closes. Bam. Coming May 26, 2026. Bam. Yeah. Dude, I'm super pumped. Ready to swing out of the gates as soon as this drops. I'll be copping on release. I know you will too, Alex.
Okay, are you able to scroll down a little bit more? So just before the video ends, I just want to point out it's going to be available on PS5 and Xbox Series X May 26, 2026.
Guys, it's been incredible. Make sure you subscribe to Lonz Ponce. And also, I'm going to drop a link to your channel. I know you're going to be posting a lot more. Mike Oxlong, follow his PD adventures on 5M. But guys, it's been wonderful. Drop comments if you think I've missed anything or you have any theories surrounding the GTA 6 map. Obviously, we didn't catch everything. Hit the subscribe, notification bell, give it a like. Lonz out.
Elite out. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.